It was a night like no other. The moon illuminated the abandoned family home in India. Rain pattered against the rotting wooden boards, echoing faintly in the still air. Inside, Alex and Jamie, a young couple with an insatiable thirst for adventure, crept through the darkened rooms, flashlight beams dancing across peeling wallpaper and shattered glass, and cut as they explored. A chilling sound wafted through the cracked window. See, Berry, melody of a flute drifting from deep within the woods. Startled, Jamie glanced at Alex, her heart racing. They exchanged a knowing glance. To call of the unknown was too tempting to resist. Striding to the door, they stepped outside. Shadows flitted past the windows, and the story of the forest began to unfold in their minds. Tales of restless spirits drawn to the living, craving connection as they lost themselves in eternal darkness. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the trees loomed overhead like dark, watchful sentinels. Suddenly, a sharp crack of a branch echoed behind them. Panic surged through their veins. They sprinted back towards the house, their breaths quickened. But just as the door clicked shut behind them, their friend Bat arrived. A look of urgency gripping his features. Guys, you need to be careful. There are legends about this, plus stories of what's out there. Matt warned, his voice low and serious. Just outside the suburban neighborhood in Alabama, where they once lived, glimmers of their past started haunting them. Memories and strange memories flashed before them, like shadows objects moving when they weren't looking, and whispers in the night. It all came back. A group of friends shared each other's fears, recounting similar bizarre occurrences that shook their peace. What if it's the woods? One suggested. Another chanting about a dark presence stalking them since they were children. Each recollection darkened the atmosphere within the cozy living room. Matt nervously glanced out the window. If we don't do something, we'll live our lives looking over our shoulders. But did they dare? The flute sound grew louder, echoing ominous legends about supernatural beings lurking just out of sight, preying on the unprepared. Let's go. Alex made the decision. He couldn't shake the nagging feeling that they needed answers. But as they returned into the night, the shadows grew thicker, their presence palpable. Supported by Matt, they barricaded themselves inside the house as the woods seemed to close in on them, an invisible force threatening to claim them, and an incessant pounding echoed through the walls, a rhythmic threat marking them as prey. Cryptic messages began unveiling themselves, linking their families and legacies to the dark tales surrounding this haunted land. It was part of who they were, who they had been crafting. A connection they were now forced to confront. They tried to reassure each other, yet the fear gnawed at their minds. As nursed frayed due to chaos, they split up to gather supplies, a decision that would cost them dearly. In one corner of the darkened house, Jamie felt the gust of wind sweep past her, a fleeting whisper. Leave it made her shiver, drowning her in unsettling memories she had long suppressed. In a frantically unfolding series of events, one friend vanished, fading like a dream, a cruel reminder that reality had turned into a surreal experience. The remaining two endured hallucinations, taunting them with apparitions of loved ones, imploring them to flee from the parental mistakes and failed dreams that held them back. With each visual horror revealed their deepest fears and regrets, puppeting their sorrow right before them. No, Alex screamed, desperate to pull Jamie back as they dove deeper into the woods in a frantic search, feeling the oppressive weight closing in around them. We have to find them. But these woods were deceptive, cloaking secrets that would dismantle their stark reality. The chilling flute later resumed, ringing in their ears, cutting sharper than the knives they carried. When they finally reached the heart of the horror, the ancient supernatural entity rose from the shadows, a monstrous figure entwined with their history, entwined with memories that forged their existence. Face us. Jamie shouted against the encroaching darkness. As they confronted this horrific legacy, a fury ignited within them, their anger forcing personal demons and burdens to the surface. But it was the truth they fought that would either liberate or consume them whole. They fought, each of them grappling with the past that had haunted their lives. As dawn neared, only one figure emerged from the depths of the woods. Two spectral remnants of their lost friend lingered behind, a reminder of the horrors they had escaped, but would never entirely leave. Though immersed in the light, shadows followed them, each sigh echoing with the entity's whispered promise that they would never truly be free. Gathering at the hospital, days later, faces bruised and blackened with grief and realization, they met in the sterile, forgotten corners of confinement. From the whispers of the woods, the burden of their shared truth bore heavy, resting in the soul of every survivor. It was only confrontation forged from the fires of shared trauma, but something insidious lingered. An invisible darkness clawed at the corners of their minds. In hushed tones they spoke, determined to unravel the whispers that rang relentlessly in their ears. And thus they understood. Moments can be temporal, even timeless, but what is whispered in the woods never rests. They fought against destinies that forged them out of dark whispers. But the warnings would always be heard, even in the peace of the night. The haunting melodies would ever persist, and once linked to fate, shadows would cling, never forgotten. As Alex and Jamie stared into the mirror, they saw something other than reflections staring back, forever altered and burdened. Their past would never let them escape it. And so the woods offered a haunting melody, perhaps a solace to some deep within the echoes, but a chilling horror reverberated from the place they dared venture into the phantoms of their history, intertwined, now forever resting in the deepest shadows of their hearts. This was no ordinary tale to share. It was an everlasting echo of fear, a story woven in shadows and musings. The past could never escape them or be freed from the whispers in the woods.